Jordan Henderson's poor form and the surprising truth about his Liverpool position. Jordan Henderson hasn't enjoyed the best start to the season with Liverpool but could reignite his form during the October international break. As Liverpool fought out a 2-2 draw against Man City last weekend. It was overlooked that the Reds had ultimately lost the midfield battle despite the stalemate on the day. With that, one thing became clear. Jordan Henderson has not quite been at the races so far this season. A winner against AC Milan in the Champions League may have briefly clouded such a realization. But his displays in draws with Brentford and Man City in particular now make it impossible to overlook. Handed a new long-term contract in the summer. The 31-year-old missed Liverpool's opening game of the season against Norwich City following a delayed return for pre-season because of his exploits for England at Euro 2020 as the Three Lions lost in the final. Making his return as a number 6 against Burnley, in place of Fabinho who was absent following bereavement. The Reds captain then looked uncomfortable on the left of a midfield three in a 1-1 draw with Chelsea. Having seen Harvey Elliott snap up his position on the right in pre-season and the formative weeks of the campaign. Read more. Newcastle takeover puts FSG's Liverpool ownership in new light. However, the 18-year-old's horrific ankle injury suffered against Leeds United last month. A game in which Henderson was benched for, has seen the midfielder regain his favoured position. Yet something is not right with the midfielder's 52.67 average passes per match and 50% tackle success rate, comfortably the lowest numbers of his Reds career under Jurgen Klopp. And below his Premier League averages of 54.44 and 70% as a result. Allowances can be made, of course. The 31-year-old missed the final 3 months of last season after undergoing groin surgery in February. Before racing back to feature for England at Euro 2020. Meanwhile, his mismatched preseason will not have helped, along with playing an ever-changing variety of roles during the formative weeks of the season. And it's not as though Klopp can now taken him out of the midfield firing line if his legs need a rest and he is in need of being nursed back. With injuries elsewhere ensuring he has started every Premier League and Champions League since Elliott's own setback. But perhaps more remarkable is just how long it has been since Henderson last played in his preferred position in a Klopp midfield. Injuries suffered by Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho in particular meant he spent most of last season playing as a number 6 or even as an emergency centre-back. With the Reds' captain's first appearance of the season against Burnley also his first proper midfield outing of 2021. Ignoring a first-half showing against Aston Villa's under-18s in the FA Cup in January. His last Premier League or Champions League start as a number 6 had come against Newcastle United in December 2020. While it had been nearly a year since he'd last played as a more offensive number 8 on the right of a midfield trio. Coming against Everton in last October's Merseyside derby which saw Van Dijk's season ended by an ACL injury. The Dutchman chose to sit out Euro 2020 to focus on his continued rehabilitation following that season-ending injury. Ensuring he was fit to return for the start of the campaign. But it is easy to wonder in hindsight whether Henderson may have benefited from similar decision. Instead, the midfielder sat out England's first 2 games as Gareth Southgate allowed him to build up fitness before utilising him as a substitute in the Three Lions run to the final. With Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips establishing themselves as the first-choice midfield duo at a time when the Liverpool captain needed minutes. It is ironic that now, perhaps at a time when he could do with a rest, that he is likely to be handing the opportunity to reclaim his place for his country with the Leeds United midfield absent from the England squad through injury. Leaving Henderson well placed to be handed a starting role as the Three Lions take on Andorra and Hungary. Klopp will have his fingers crossed that his captain comes through the international break unscathed and that having a point to prove to Southgate could reignite his form. Form is temporary, class is permanent as the old saying goes. And it is sure to only be a matter of time before Henderson finds his feet in the Liverpool midfield once again. With it well known just how demanding it is to play in the Reds setup under the German manager. Having not been utilised in such a role for most of the year. It is only natural that it would take the 31-year-old time to get back up to his previous standards when considering his not ideal pre-season and own return from injury. But considering Liverpool are second in the Premier League table, just a point behind leaders Chelsea, and going strong in the Champions League without their captain at his best. Who knows the standards the Reds will be able to reach when Henderson is roaring once again.